Welcome back. My name is Erica, and this is Step into Stillness. This is a channel where I will be exploring and discussing different topics related to mindfulness and meditation. I chose for my first series to explore the Kama Sutra. If you have not had a chance to watch my first two videos, I highly encourage you to take a look because you might come to find out that the Kama Sutra at least introduces itself in a way that you may not have anticipated. And right now, for this episode, we're still in part one, and we have yet to touch on anything sexual in nature. We've discussed the concept of pleasure a little bit. And now I'm going to jump to chapter 5, where there is an explicit list of the type of woman a man should not engage with. It is titled, "The Following Women Are Not to Be Enjoyed." This passage starts off as, "The following women are not to be enjoyed." Okay. A leper, a lunatic, a woman turned out of caste, a woman who reveals secrets, a woman publicly expresses desire for sexual intercourse, a woman who is extremely white, a woman who is extremely black, a bad-smelling woman, a woman who is in a near relation. Oh, well, okay. That one makes sense. A woman who is a female friend, a woman who leads the life of an ascetic, and lastly, the wife of a relation, of a friend, of a learned Brahmin, and, of course, the king. It starts off a little wonky, a little judgy, and then starts to kind of make a little bit of sense. Basically, no matter what the circumstances, if it's a wife of a Brahmin or especially the king, hands off. Then it goes on saying, the following are the kind of friends. One who has played with you in the dust, like in childhood. One who is bound by an obligation. One who is of the same disposition and fond of the same things. One who is a fellow student. One who is acquainted with your secrets and faults, and whose faults and secrets are also known to you. One who is a child of your nurse. One who is brought up with you. One who is a hereditary friend. These friends should possess the following qualities. They should tell the truth. They should not be changed by time. They should be favorable to your designs. They should be firm. They should be free from covetousness. They should not be capable of being gained over by others. The man who is ingenious and wise, who is accompanied by a friend, and who knows the intentions of others, as also the proper time and place for doing everything, can gain over very easily even a woman who is very hard to be obtained. End of part 1. Okay, now what does all that mean? Well, the first list that started with "don't enjoy a leper" is what I believe to be clearly stating the kind of women that a man should not engage with, should not enjoy, should not be intimate with, should not pursue. Some for, I'll say, obvious reasons. No. As I mentioned, the list starts off very judgy. and then it kind of tapers off, making a little bit more sense, like not going after the wife of your friend or of the king, which to some may seem like common sense, but if the way things are in life, it may not actually be so commonsensical for many people. Then it goes on to list kinds of friends he should have. And the list does have a lot of positive attributes one might seek in a partner. I don't know if they have to check off every item on the list, which seems almost impossible. I could be wrong. But there's nothing wrong with having standards or high standards. And they don't seem to be too out of the question. You know, for example, someone you grew up with in childhood, someone who's bound by an obligation, a child of your nurse. I guess that would mean that you are familiar with that person, maybe falls under childhood friend. And possessing qualities such as free from covetousness. Well, we're all human. Not capable of being gained over by others. That's never 100% with anybody, in my opinion, but you don't exactly want to pick a partner who doesn't know how to say no to temptations or whatnot. And then how it ends, saying the man who is ingenious and wise, you know, can easily gain over even a woman who's very hard to be obtained. It sounds a little harsh, but if I want to give the benefit of the doubt, in a way it's kind of good because it's not saying just any loser is entitled to have this type of woman or have these standards. Now, I feel that the way this book has been presented so far really does have this underlying tone of stressing the importance of balance. So even though it may seem like there's quite a few items to check off on this list of desirable attributes, I'm going to say someone, man or woman, should pursue in a partner, or I'm not going to say it's a hookup or short-term relationship. I feel like these kind of traits probably wouldn't be of concern if someone wasn't interested in the long term. And some of them do make sense. So I'm not saying I completely agree with everything I've read so far, but I do like that they keep stressing that the man or the person who is pursuing another in intimate interest needs to carry their own weight too. Needs to be able to show that they can bring something to the relationship versus just sitting back and having all these unrealistic expectations when they clearly don't care to impress or contribute to the relationship and to make that known to the person of their desire.